And also we have brother Thomas TJ Loftin in the building again.
Woo, woo.
I'm about to give you a volunteer application.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Get the Wi-Fi passcode, huh?
Then you have arrived.
And but we definitely support the great work that you do when it comes down to the uh, us being inclusive in the development with real estate and the way things are moving right now. That's kind of
Right.
like the work that you do,
Right.
educating in that area. And one of the things that you do is like a buzz phrase that you put together, monetizing gentrification,
Right.
which is really powerful.
Thank
And
you.
so, yeah, so you have a few things coming up. I see you really pushing it. You pushing it in Atlanta.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Oh
so you
yeah.
from the West Coast. Which part?
Compton, California.
You from Compton. Okay,
Yeah.
okay. And so, I know you've been back and forth doing a lot of good work there and coming here
Oh
doing
yeah.
doing the work. And so, oh man, I want to ask a question about your the difference between the gentrification processes that's going on there and that's going on here. Because I was in San Francisco recently, and they said due to gentrification there, it's only 3% black left in
Right.
San Francisco.
Right.
Because right across the bridge is Oakland.
Well, that's kind of like California. I think California by itself is about 5%. They
Mm.
dumping blacks out of there like crazy because of the high cost of living.
That's what's happening, huh?
I was told they said by 2020 there shouldn't be no more black people in LA.
What?
Yeah. They
Tw-
said that 3 years ago.
What about the Mexicans?
I want to say they gonna be there because they got money. They organized and they
Okay.
got special funding.
Mm.
Gotcha.
And I want
You
to
know what I'm
also acknowledge DJ Heat on the ones and twos give things, and we got DJ Teach Them in the building, and we got
Times
Stephanie. So we got a studio full of people.
Hello,
Let me
hello,
put
hello.
we got Studio Stephanie.
Yes.
In the building.
In the house. How you doing?
And so yeah, I just wanted to let everybody
What's
know. We got a studio full of beautiful people, and so TJ, what you have coming up? I mean, because all right, so what is the difference between the gentrification process, as far as what's going on on the West Coast, and how you see what's happening the more you're coming here and experiencing the South, Atlanta?
Well, where you were at in San Francisco, that's like the Oakland area, Palo Alto, California, is where all the tech gurus are, the Facebooks, the Instagrams. These are all the billionaires and trillionaires, and they don't have enough room. So they decided we're gonna move down to LA, and they just taking over and buying up all the land and the real estate and tearing things down and overpricing things so your regular people can't afford it.
Mhm.
So you literally have to make at least $200,000-$300,000 a year to purchase a small home.
Mhm.
So
That's in San Francisco. I swear, like a one bedroom was 2,000 a month.
right. That's like a studio.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? A little
yeah,
loft or something.
yeah.
But so what's happening is now you got large numbers of people moving from California to Atlanta.
Yeah,
I see
it's
it.
getting packed
Yeah,
here.
so now Atlanta is like, okay, well y'all had $15,000 houses in 2016. Now them same houses is 350,000.
Yep.
True.
So as an investor, I'm like, that's time to move to Atlanta and go get some stuff.
Mhm.
So I'm telling, so now you got y'all Atlanta's pushing people to Alabama, South Carolina, and things like that.
Right.
But I'm just telling people, look, instead of
Mm.
complaining about it,
When you say stop, when you say Atlanta's pushing people, we were talking about the gentrification thing, I know, and also like what does that look like? Like, what are they doing to push people? Talk about that.
raising the prices. So California people, California, New York, California number one most expensive state, New York number two. People in those states, homes they paid 100,000 hypothetically speaking for those homes back in the days. Now they're all worth 700, 800, a million and a half, and they're taking cash and they're going back down south to Georgia and they're coming out here with cash money. So
Right.
Georgia's like, you know what? We don't want you coming out here with no 700,000 and buying no 5,000 square foot house sitting on 2 acres for no 179.
Mhm.
Georgia said we raising all the prices.
Mm.
Right.
So all of a sudden that house that used to be 179, all of a sudden it's 750 now. So the
Right.
people who was paying the 179 saying we can't afford that, so we need to go on and move to Alabama where we can get another $50,000 house or $25,000 house.
Mhm.
Same thing with Alabama. Mississippi, South Carolina, North Florida. People are shifting and being pushed because of high prices. So if you can't afford to buy a house, then you definitely can't afford to rent. And if you're renting, you're in trouble because the landlords are saying, you know what, we got all these New York people, these California people, these people who got money coming. I no longer want $500 a month for my
Right.
house. Matter of fact, because of Airbnb, I can get $500 for that bedroom.
Exactly.
You see what I'm saying? Forget
Exactly.
that. I want to get my money, so people are being pushed out because of the high prices. And now it's so controversial where they realize real estate agents say, "Oh, you coming from California? We don't want you to move down here to Atlanta by the Mercedes-Benz Dome. We want to move you out there in Decatur. Not Decatur, but McDonough and
Yeah.
all those places,
Right, out
Little
there by
Burn,
me.
and just further out in
Right.
these new cities, you know."
Locust Grove.
Locust Grove.
Yeah.
So where all the houses are starting to start off at
They are.
700,000.
They are.
You see what I'm saying? So you're accustomed to seeing that. So when you tell your cousin, "Oh yeah, I got a nice place in Georgia. We're in, Locust Grove.
Right.
Come on out and get you a house too." You don't want to be near the Mercedes-Benz or Tyler Perry or the airport where all the jobs are, So they're separating us.
And
So
that's been a process going for a long time
absolutely.
in all the cities. Yep.
But it's not about the complaining part. It's about the opportunities that's
Yeah.
out here. I see a lot of people coming here with tons of money, and they're like buying big giant houses. So if they sold their house for $700,000 in California, little 2-bedroom, 1-bathroom for $700,000,
Right.
then they come here and buy a 6,500 square foot house for like $700,000, and then go put 10, 15,000 down on a Range Rover, and then look for a job the next day. And I'm like, wait a minute, that's
hustling
insane.
backwards,
So
yeah.
I realized, I said, we have to help people. What does wealth really look like? What does it look like? So instead of, what I realized is, y'all have a whole bunch of shopping centers that's for sale. Well, I can just buy a vacant shopping center, a strip mall, and open up 10 businesses in it for $150,000. You know what I'm saying? So I watched those commercial buildings go from $150,000 to $600,000 and $700,000 in a matter of 2 or 3 years.
That's true.
Because people like California people, New York people recognize the commercial real estate, so they're like, we're gonna buy that stuff. Because we know in California, this building's $1.5 million, but here in Lithonia, the same building's $75,000. We're like, oh, I'm gonna buy the whole block up. That's why they're raising the prices. Like, people got money now. So the problem what I'm having is while I'm on tour traveling the countries, because over 70% of African Americans nationally who own businesses are renting. And they're coming to them and they're putting them out left and right. So we're thinking that people are thinking they're cool because their landlord is great, he's nice to me, I ain't never had no problems. Now all of a sudden the real estate prices are skyrocketing and the landlord hits that magical number and he's like, hey,
Right.
I only paid $50,000 for this building, but they trying to offer me $2 million, so I'm about to cash out. Sorry, I'm breaking your lease, you got to go.
Right.
Now you ain't been watching the real estate because you're comfortable, and then now you're paying $800 a month, and now all of a sudden you realize that you gotta go, so you start looking across the street next door, and it's like
Nothing.
$4,500 a month. You're like, whoa. So people just close down. So I can't afford to move. I can't afford anything.
Right.
So I'm pushing and talking to people like, hey, you're renting a building for $800 a month that's worth $35,000. You should buy that building. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
It's a lot of that going on.
It
And people
is.
are like, I never thought about that. I never thought about buying the building. I
Right.
thought it was a lot of work. Well, it is a lot of work when your building go from $35,000 to $800,000. Trying to figure out what you gonna do with that money. That's a lot of work, And they like, we didn't know, we weren't never taught the equity piece of how real estate goes up. So what I'm seeing is because of the real estate is skyrocketing, they decided to put all this distractions out there. Oh, Bitcoin, medical marijuana, all this other stuff. But don't worry about the real estate. But for those of you who are worried about the real estate, why don't y'all just flip? So now people starting to get into this flipping, which is a perception of sell, don't own anything. You see what I'm saying? But the
Right.
real
Flipping
investors
stuff.
are buying stuff and sitting and holding
Right.
and collecting all this rent money. These cats came in early, bought these little $15,000 houses, and now they renting them out for $1,500 and $2,500.
Right.
So they ain't never trying to sell those houses. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I've been teaching. I got matter of fact, on this Monday, I have an emergency real estate training and business training class to really educate people on the deceptions on how to make money in real estate. Because people think oh, I got it. I own a house. You know what I'm saying? No, you don't. People, oh, I got a business. I had this business for 20 years. But you're renting. You know what I mean? I got a big house. I got a Mercedes. No, you're renting that house. You're leasing that Mercedes. And you're renting that building. And you about to lose everything. And they're like, they didn't see it coming. So it's kind of like this real estate is like a hurricane coming. You know, we got to get prepared, right? If they say a hurricane is coming and it's about to wipe out the whole whatever coast, what are we going to do? We're going to get in position, right? we got to get ready. So we're not being told that it's about to go down in real estate. We're just moving around and just, oh man, because they're bombarding us with concerts, they're bombarding us with a lot of cool things. Oh, there's another sale. This is here, a sale coming up. Oh, the Mercedes is selling cars at all-time low. We got to realize we are being distracted, so we're not paying attention to what's going on. They see Donald Trump came into office and everybody's so busy talking about the stupid shenanigans he's doing, the coonery, but they're not paying attention that he's not letting his right hand see what the left is doing.
Yeah.
This dude is a developer. He is a developer. He got hotels and golf courses and houses with his name on it all around the world. So as a developer, when he came into office, he opened the door and said, I'm going to get rid of all my competition. I'm going to put up this wall around Mexico and lock out the Hispanics. So when I lock out the Hispanics, because what do Hispanics do? They're primarily carpenters. Right. So what do you see going on all around America? Carpentry work. So you lock out the Hispanics, now the labor goes up. It's just white males doing labor, doing the work. So if the labor goes up, then all of a sudden the houses go up. And if the houses go up, then the rent goes up, and now the homeless goes skyrocket, right? So that's what, now here I go again, solutions. It's time for us to say, you know what? It's time for us to teach our young people how to swing a hammer. So they can cash in.
You are listening to WRFG Atlanta. And yeah, those are just tuning in. We're talking to Thomas TJ Loftin. He's really dropping it about the real estate and just you know, like you said, solutions on how to keep ourselves included in the way things is moving right now. And so, like, I know you have some things coming up. Where will you be?
All right, I'll be talking this weekend, Saturday and Sunday, at the We Buy Black Conference at the Georgia International Convention Center, coming up on the 24th and 25th. I'll be doing 2 main stage presentations, as well as a workshop in the classroom on Sunday. So y'all definitely want to register for that, because that's going to be phenomenal. I'm going to be talking about how all this We Buying Black stuff is creating a movement of people buying up the commercial real estate. So just like when it's getting ready to rain, people run and go get their umbrellas, their boots, their jackets. So when black folks start talking about We Buy Black, recycling my black dollars, white folks said, uh-oh. So they started running, buying up all the commercial real estate. So I'm going to be breaking that down and showing us the things that we need to do to make sure we stay in business. Because we trying to push getting in business, they trying to cut us off before we even get there. Right. So I'm going to fix that. We're going to be talking about that. And then Monday, I got an emergency session with a reduced price coming up, teaching us, it's a straight up real estate and business training class where I'm gonna break it down to us. I'll be at the in Atlanta, Georgia, at the hotel. So you can go to my Eventbrite, ThomasTJLoftin.com, Building Black Ownership, and pull it up. And then on Tuesday, I'll be back at the CDs, basically doing like Q&A and answering questions, because so many people are like, TJ, what do we do? I own the house, my parents just left it to me, but now all of a sudden I find out the taxes are going up. What do I do? TJ, I got $800,000 and they're telling me I don't need to buy a house. What do I do? So I'm just basically doing Q&A, answering questions, debunking all these myths that's being told to us. So I'll be at Cecilia on Tuesday upstairs at the I Am Ascension Temple at 6 to 8:30 p.m. Y'all can register for all the stuff online. After that, I'm headed back to California for the September 7th. I'll be in Los Angeles, California, and Leimert Park, California, where, again, it is really going down because they're pushing people out like crazy. People's houses. Over there, the conversation is different. It's like, TJ, they just offered me $1.2 million for my house. I'm thinking about taking it. Where should I go? I heard about Louisiana.
Where should I go? Where should I go?
Georgia.
They're leaving.
I ain't never been out of California before. Now we got people being targeted, saying you can take that $1.2 million, but you don't have to pay cash for your house. You just put 10% down, and go buy you some cars and clothes. So you come into Georgia with 1.2 million, you put $8,000 down on a $6,000 a month house, and you done bought a brand new Range Rover, Porsche, $500,000 worth of furniture, and dropped a $300,000 swimming pool in the backyard. Then you go broke.
Right.
And then you lose the house. So there are so many strategies being taught, being ran on us. So I'm just debunking all that. So again, I'll be in LA with doing a different kind of conversation. You know, giving people who come into newly money strategies on what we should be doing with that money. You know, we should be opening up so many more businesses, like I just mentioned, Tassili's. Great business, but only got one. Tassili, what do we got to do? I got $800,000 from selling my house. Can we franchise and open up 4 more stores?
Yeah.
It's the conversations we need to be having with some of these amazing businesses. So anyway, that's what I'll be teaching this whole weekend.
Sounds good. So let people know where they can find you and how they can connect one more time.
They can find me on Thomas TJ Loftin. Again, ThomasTJLoftin.com. That's my website, and you can pick up a copy of my book on there as well. Monetizing Gentrification. We're not talking about the problems, y'all. We're talking about the solutions in here. Everybody should get a copy of this book because this breaks it down for our babies and for ourselves. Monetizing Gentrification, ThomasTJLoftin.com, or you can call me up if you want me to come out and speak at your next event at area code 310-619-3954. Again, 310-619-3954. Family, appreciate y'all.
Yes, we appreciate you. Thank you so much for what you do. Nobody comes 3 times in a month. So you know I rocks with you, you know.
I appreciate
and
that,
the information, that you know, I mean, you ask, and I'm like, well, yeah, why not, you know? But there's times where I do be like, you know, I don't know, you just, you know, you've been a lot, so let's just give it a little time, and then you come back. But I was like, you know, TJ's, I know you're back and forth for number one, and I know that, you know, when you have things coming up and you're working like that, I support people when they're active like this, you know, and consistent. I love it, and I support it. So, and I have the space for you to come through. So it's just like, come on.
You know, and I appreciate the love because it's like I see radio stations all over the country. It's like, do you understand what's going on?
Yeah.
You know, you can't have me on the show today because you got the lady coming in there to sing. You know what I'm saying? She gonna be homeless. You gonna be homeless. They gonna be homeless. Then y'all gonna be like, dang, whatever happened? We should call TJ to talk about this, you know? So I appreciate the love. People been opening up, pushing me in, and I'm walking in the video. They like, TJ, we didn't know you was gonna be in town, but we need you here. We're gonna squeeze you in. And it's like people calling in like, hey, wait a minute, I needed to talk to that guy. I had a question because everybody's going through something. People who got money is going through something. People who ain't got no money going through something. So this is the first time in a long time that we really need to pay attention and communicate. So I appreciate the platform, Queen, that you make this happen.
Yes, for sure. This is what we do. And this is I&I Radio. We're going to come back with more I&I Radio and misconceptions about conception. Thank you, TJ. Peace.